Hello, everyone. I got my blood sporting here, my blood love. Watch out, Crips. With my blood, fucking Nike blood. I don't know. So I thought I'll riff on Nisargadatta Maharaj and one of his quote I saw. Quote, quotation. One of his quote. That's something I can't pronounce because the word for code and quote is kind of like some words in Bengali. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. What I was gonna say is some words in Bengali and English, they might have different spelling, but we have the same spelling in Bengali. So because of these reasons, we have pronunciation difficulty. I was actually watching a video on accent reduction, and they're actually okay, but I'm getting sidetracked here. So I saw this quote by Nisarga Maharaj on Facebook about years ago, and I forgot when. And I forget the exact quote. Sorry, if my photographic memory fails me. The gist of which was life is basically a ride. Just stay detached, non-attached, and just enjoy for what it is. But he said it in a more beautiful way. And he's one of those, if you don't know, that Vita Vedanta teachers and like who's basically has this fuck this world mentality. Like he was this guy who smoked cigarettes, like live in this like sort of squattery quarters in some parts in bustling city in India. He wasn't again. It's like his. It's not as if some stereotypical. He wasn't like Ramana Maharshi or Neem Karoli Baba in like with his ashram or like freaking in India like in the hills or something. He lived a pretty normal mundane life among the. He was literally the of the world and of the world. So he said something, and I wish I could find it. I don't know if it's someone else sort of reimagined his quote and posted on Facebook, but the way he said it was really beautiful. I wish I could find it. So basically, here's my interpretation of it. Life is basically a Disneyland ride, and I'm finding out to grasp me the simple truth as I go as I live more and more. The fact that life basically treat life as a Disneyland ride, where imagine you go through this sort of this, the stupid carriage on the and then it goes through the simulation. There are Disneyland, I mean, the dinosaurs and pirates and whatnot, fucking Harry Potter. Nowadays they have Harry Potter. Back then, like in Disney World in Florida when I was there, it was actually real super cool stuff there. Diorama, Neanderthals and whatnot. Once I saw a skeleton playing chess, the pirates, like we went through this river cruise or something, and then the the cannonballs flying over each other, like that was the like it's as if you're in the middle of a World War II, like a naval battle, or not World War II, like a medieval naval battle with the galleons and everything. And there was this like, so basically treated like, if you treat life approach life like that, where I shouldn't have to be. Before, back in the day, especially coming from an Asian community, and it happens even in America or anywhere in the world, your parents want you to be something, society wants you to be something, teachers, it's like, and before it was doctors, engineers, lawyer, computer scientists, but nowadays, like even simple things like art or comedy, oh, try to be a comedian, has to be something. And Joe Rogan also has this toxic mentality, and I don't know why I keep bringing Joe Rogan here and rope him in, because he's such an influencer. I wish I could do with my two hands and like grab it with my teeth and like do that influencer and like, and so it's kind of like an anti sadhana effect. Like, I mean, why even bother? Why chase the pursuit of mastery? Because that is an attachment basically. Even okay, so what about self mastery? Because that's not even a self mastery. It's also kind of Taoist idea. You flow through life, you cruise through life as if you're invisible. So after you die, the world wouldn't even know that you were there, but you are there, and that's the most purest form of consciousness and experience you can experience. That's the real form of non-attachment. So if you cruise through life as if, what I mean by don't participate is like, okay, yeah. Okay, I just suppose imagine a imaginary day you watch Tron or some shit. Like, I never watched Tron. I don't know why I brought that up. And you watch Tron in the morning, and just imagine a perfect day. You wake up, you do some exercise, but that's for the sake of doing exercise, or you don't even do exercise. if you don't like running, you just don't do anything, you don't even meditate, you just wake up and you do Facebook and you put some random shit comments, and or you just watch. It's basically a watch, like a silent observer effect, like where you just you're literally the witness. And in in Indian Buddhism, I mean in India, in Indian philosophy, we talk of the witness, the Advaita, the witness. Someone is witnessing everything, who doesn't have any ego, egoless witness, the I, quote unquote, the I, uh, and the I with capital letter, and so you become literally the witness, where you're just witnessing everything. You're like this. So I used to be a part of a forum, a cricket forum, Bengali cricket forum, and there was this moderator, super moderator, and he literally, I mean, he barely engaged, but you could his presence was palpable. I mean, he only spoke when he needed to speak. He only acted when it really mattered. He was literally like a gray man, and like a sort of like a sniper, I mean, basically. And he was a super mod, and he could ban him whenever he want. He could engage whenever he want, but he rarely did that. So those who know me would know who I'm talking about. I mean, and I don't want to give his mod name in case you guys go and fucking, I don't know. I don't even know what you're gonna do, yeah, with your pitchforks. So yeah, it's kind of like, imagine God is kind of like that, like a sniper who's watching everything, and finally when it's like, he's like, okay, this is getting too much, and then finally he calls the shot, and like he snipes him with his angel Azrael and whatnot. So it's kind of like that mentality, that feeling where you cruise through life and you don't, yeah, you like, if you like a book, you read it, you want to, you might even review it, but don't get absorbed, engrossed in, I must, be the great reviewer, the great Yelp reviewer or Amazon reviewer. I must have certain badges, and if I, and then you just, again, if people do, and people are doing it, obviously we live in a world where people do that. We have this engagement, participant mentality. If that's your thing, do it. But I find it like better, like almost more thrilling. It's like you treat everything as like through a Disneyland or Universal Studio ride, where you see all these candies, if you like it, these candies of life or fruits, and it's almost like that's when you feel the abundance of life, is when you have this non-attachment, detached, aloof sort of reserved personality and perspective on life. Like, yeah, fine, I feel like drawing, I'll just draw some shit and throw it away, crumple it. But don't get attached that I must have this perfect, the hone my skill every day, gradual ikigai, and people use all these concepts, kaizen, every day I must improve, Toyota, I must be this, and it is copying out of life in a sense. But you see, it's kind of like Taoism, where you what you notice is, if you do that, where everything gets done and nothing gets undone, even if you don't do anything, it is kind of wu way. It's like, I'm not saying, so for instance, I have a Rubik's cube. I'm not saying you take a Rubik's cube and then, if you just blindly, if you just swivel it and like freaking, what do you call it? Like, like manipulate it or whatever. What's the term? Come on, Rubikers, cubers, give me, what's the term for, I don't know, rotate, I guess. Yeah, if you blindly do that for like eons, you somehow gonna find the perfect, you're gonna solve it. It's not even blindly or aimlessly moving through life. It's almost like you watch everything, you watch all this whole cosmic drama, what everyone is up to doing. I used to do that, actually go to these gatherings and saw all these fools and buffoons, and that's what you end up as. Like, if you when you keep quiet and watch all these fools talking, whether in this incoherence of incoherence, this Ghazali and all those shit, like dances of the dances, they look like dances basically. They're bumbling fools. The more, and I am a very reserved person. I don't talk or anything. This is my only time where I'm vociferously exp- uh, expressing myself. But most of the time, I don't even talk. Like, so, and the only reason I do this, I guess, is because to balance out the fact that in real life I don't talk. So I'm very like outspoken on internet, like shit posts and whatnot. But even that, so just when you just take that approach, you go through life, and here I am, though speaking as if I'm not the next self-help guru. What I'm trying to say is, and again, before I used to have this, oh, okay, man, I must make these videos, everything should be quality controlled, artificial. This act, kind of like David Blaine act. I do this like memory skill and whatnot. But now I start, and then what happened was my subconscious sabotaged me. Like I'll show you what I mean. Here I have this art sketchbook. I don't know what I was trying to say is I started out with all nice. Then look how it's actually pretty good drawing. If I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can. Yeah, okay, there we go. So it's pretty nice, and we started very nice, nice. The still, and then okay, I was like, fuck this. Again, then rebounded. I was like, yeah, I hate this shit. I have no artistic talent, and I was like, whatever. And then I fucking sabotaged it here, like by doodling on the painting. Some other page. This was the first one. This was the second one. So it's almost like this self-destructiveness and self-sabotaging quality. So what I and this is like I don't even know what this was. This is like complete. Kind of looks like mecha actually if you think about it. Mecha. And then again, and it just and I completely fell apart. I fell apart. It's okay. So that's the worst. Okay, that was actually for a sketch. So yeah, that's what I'm saying is before I was resisting it. Like no matter what I do, I mean, fucking you no matter what I do, I find some way to sabotage it. The video sometimes I make this perfect video like in the other account, edit, polish, and no one would care. Like the world wouldn't care. Like and but I enjoyed it. So and then I wanted to maintain the consistency, but and then I started doing all the stupid like podcasts and vlogs and whatever, and I realized that's the who the real me is, and you can control it, and obviously I'm not gonna get super duper likes or like viral from all this. It's just by talking like with making really real content, and so and that's okay. Like this copying out of life. This not. Yeah, I mean there are people, those Olympic athletes, Ironman triathletes and whatnot, and they just and finally they come to a stage, and I'm not naming any names. I don't know, maybe Michael Phelps, and they who I'm not shitting on Schadenfreude on his fucking success, but you force it. It's like almost Pyrrhic victory. It's like at the end of the day, like was it even worth it? Was there any satisfaction? Yeah, I am this. I'm the shit. I'm Michael Phelps. I'm Tony Robbins and whatnot. But is there any satisfaction? And then you have the other spectrum of the life, the Ajahn Brahms of the world, who talks about contentment and like just and just and I respect and admire all these people, but then the other spectrum is okay, just be completely detached. Like I mean, don't engage with life, with the life outside, and that's how you become content, man. Like let go of everything. But Nisargadatta Maharaj is almost like a middle ground, like yeah, but even that itself, when Ajahn Brahm's thing, that itself is another ego trip. You should be kind, nice. So here you are saying fuck this world, but at the same time you're saying there should be a methodology of life. I mean the blueprint manual of how one should conduct in life. So you're not really detached then. That's why there's this in you'll see in the martial arts stories. There's this Zen expert who is this sort of the Zen archer. There's always an expert, and there's another level where you even let go of that thing too. Like in the like, for instance, the Zen archer, like the archer was bragging he could shoot any target with perfect bullseye, and then this old bummy Taoist hermit, and he didn't even pay scientist attention, and he like okay, I don't want to talk about that story because that's not the point of this story. So there was always this any event in the Taoist hermit in I forget yeah, but the tree where the garden where it was all perfect, and the Taoist hermit came. So the concept of a Taoist hermit is almost like a he's like he's got the solution to it all, but he doesn't care. He doesn't pretend. He's just bummy, got like his tattered clothes. And then we got the master, Zen master, whether in Zen master or whatever. So I guess that's the difference between Zen and Taoism. Zen is all about perfection, like even purification of soul. This perfect, you gotta reach that perfect state. And Taoism is more like bummy, haphazard, grungy, fucking hippie shit. So and there's a certain appeal to it where yeah, so what big deal? Yeah, fuck you, you climb Everest. Fuck you, David Goggins, you did his shit. Fuck you, Navy SEALs. Yeah, I mean, fuck you all. Like, so what? Who the fuck cares? Yeah, you're the shit. You made it. But so what? I mean, there will always be some time, some guy, some random dude who could challenge you, whether it be in like a. I mean, there are. I'm sorry, just because you're a fucking Navy SEAL doesn't mean you're not gonna get a fucking sucker punch by some fucking random fat, paunchy like a 13-year-old kid or something. I mean, again, it's like so that kind of actually tests your metal and like mental state to see how if you really have the sort of shed all these bullshit layers from your and so, yeah, going back to the Disneyland Nisargadatta Maharaja thing, it's almost like life is a journey. You cruise and meander through this sort of this cruise, this Amazonian river, and you used to watch this Yanomamo tribe. You watch these trees, you watch these birds, these beautiful birds, but you don't engage in them. You don't write polemics on the bird. You don't do research about the Yanomamo. Obviously, you could. People are doing it, but the point being if you're doing it for the sake of love of doing it, you're so fascinated, you can't control yourself. You're engrossed in it, you embroiled in this culture and the lifestyle, and that's perfectly fine. But this idea that I must do something, and it's so toxic because of this whole social media. I must do something. I have to, like just like me, like what I'm doing right now. I have to get it out of my system. I mean, fuck. Everyone is out there to be a fucking teacher and guru. So who would be the students then? Everyone is a social media influencer nowadays, whether it be Instagram and YouTube and whatnot. Everyone's preaching their own thing, and there are some similarities, some dissonance, discord, but everyone's all preaching this kumbaya shit, and it's all imitation and like fucking they're xeroxing other like thing as if some fucking insight and epiphany from Revelation fucking 413 or something. I don't even know what Revelation 413 is, but basically it's like it's not fucking rocket science. Yeah, meditation, gratitude, bullshit, like exercise. Yeah, so going back to the Amazonian cruise, it's like, yeah, just cruise through life, imagine. And again, there's another thing we see, like people are so busy taking photos, this attachment. You go to the Oscar, you remember that time? Everyone's taking photos of the Oscar celebrities, this group of the tour those people in the tour who walked in and then I saw with another one where the sunset happens or sunrise, either in Angkor Wat or some temple. I forgot it was a Polish. I mean, you get my point. You get my drift. Like we're like so we don't even experience. We don't even like we're so possessive of the experience. We want to share it with the whole world and whatnot. And it's like it's almost like imagine like next someone you be fucking someone and then you be taking photos. I gotta share this on my fucking Instagram or something. That's what you ultimately become. And obviously that's the extreme end of the society it has become that this attachment and Nisargadatta Maharaj, yeah, I mean, so suddenly I'm seeing certain appeal to it, and I don't know why I'm talking. I've made a fucking 18-minute video about this. It was supposed to be a short video. Again, talk about attachment. Well, anyways, so the point being, you just if you cruise through life and like even you can also do it during quarantine. I mean, yeah, instead of huffing and puffing, get out of the bed, make your bed. I actually did make my bed, sloppy way. Have the structures because all these bullshit structures are like fucking made of glass. House of cards basically can fall down anytime as COVID-19 exposed. So whatever structure, artificial structure you have, the scaffolding, glass scaffolding, it'll break, crumble anytime, like fucking glass jaw, because these are just man-made creations. So when you uh not harbor when you sort of what do you call it, harness, not even harness, like you need when you sort of have that kind of mentality, when you the harbor that mentality where you just whatever, if something will happen. If I want to read book, I read book, but I don't want to be the fucking write a thesis on the book or like fucking whatever. And that's what we do. Cooking, we must go to Gordon Ramsay or else my life doesn't matter. Just it's like anything, even like fucking eating a fucking banana. If I eat the banana, I must enjoy it to the full. It's like even that. It's like just treat life as a Disneyland. Like we and it's life will, and everyone will be vying for your attention, whether it be YouTube or books or whatever, to join their group, join the seminar, to join the cult, join the posse. And by no means I'm a Nisargadatta posse. I'm not a Nisargadatta tights. Okay, so yeah, if you have that, I think it will be more, you'll have a more relaxed approach to life. I will, at least, and that's the hence is this, I'm just making this video for like it's like a note to myself. So you'll be more relaxed in life instead of just being, this participatory mentality this possesses, so, and in that way, that I've embraced that way, and maybe that's what God was trying, universe was trying to teach me, like by self-sabotaging me through my subconscious, that yeah, all the things you're chasing is bullshit, and like just take life in a relaxed way, and instead of chasing this thing, whether it be fame, prestige, money, it doesn't mean that cop out, or it's almost like don't obsess over, don't put so much effort, and it's like just because anything, like, and we like, whether it be movies, we make reviews, we write reviews on IMDb, or whether it be food, we have to write a review on it, whether it be Amazon, it's almost like we have to like fucking get into the marrows and the flesh and bones of the cellular of another experience itself, and as if we don't do it, we're not living a rich life. Fuck you, Tony Robbins. Yeah, I mean, as if everything we must sort of merge into this, become one with it, like a Zen, like whatever it is, like. But that's not what really mastery is. Mastery doesn't happen like the real Taoist mastery happens by, it's almost invisible. You don't clock in, and it you could very well clock in hours and hours, and if you like that sort of lifestyle, the routine, with the, whether doing yoga every day, whatever. But personally, I again I that's the appeal towards Nisargadatta Maharaj thing. It's just almost like, yeah, and even Nadine stares regrets on deathbed and hospice and whatever. And there was a disgusting movie I saw by Tony, not what's his name, Johnny Depp, Professor. I thought it's gonna be really cool, but it sucks. It's bullshit. It's trite. It's cliche. It's almost like live on the edge. Spoilers alert. Again, the professor. The for one of those who wants to watch the professor, stop. Spoiler alert, he gets his dick sucked, cock sucked by a fucking student, as if that's and because after upon finding out his, again, I'm not a homophobe or anything, but as if you don't do it, somehow you're not like living on the edge. Fuck you. Or like then you got the Tony Robbinsons of the world, where even if you're like amputee, somehow you should unless you're fucking have the parachute down and paraglide, even if you're amputee, you go like quadruple, you're like a double amputee, you're not living your life. I mean, as if to live. I mean, there was this great story about a Zen master, Aurage Blight, found asked a Zen master, and I think Alan Watts actually narrated it. How Zen master was asked, "What would you do if the life came to an end in an hour? Would you like a company of a beautiful girl? Would you like to drink wine? Would you drink some sake, some food, music? No, I'll just do zazen. Really? You don't want to do something else, something interesting, maybe? No, I'll just do zazen." Zazen is basically sit on like a meditation mat on your zabuton, zafu. Is that zabuton or zafu? Whatever, the cushion, and you just meditate in zazen, just sitting, meditate. You just sit, and so there's a sort of this underlying unifying theme that Taoism or Advaita or like even Zen, like, just take it easy, relax, just fucking smoke a bleezy and just take life serious, like life easily. Like don't huff and puff rush to get somewhere. There is nowhere to get but this place right here. So, but I like the whole Disneyland metaphor. Like it's almost, even if you're sitting down, just sitting quietly, the grass grows and the spring comes. Yeah, even if what would happen if you were to sit in a place for like as long as you can? Obviously, you need to go to the bathroom and you need to eat, but even that, it's almost like, before those times, those rishis, those swamis would sit on the tree, and somehow they wouldn't worry about food or anything. And they would see this whole cosmic game unfold. And there was another Disneyland that is sort of like a static Disneyland, like, kind of like the armchair bird watching or the pelagic bird watching. You have this hut by the seashore, and all you do is just sit on your armchair and you watch all these birds, storm petrels, and whatnot. So, and again, that's another Disneyland ride metaphor. So you just sit, and the people would come with the food and garland and whatnot, and they would, and it's almost like the universe will conspire, universe would rearrange to fit your state, perfect state. So again, but and what I was gonna say about the whole Disneyland thing, and almost this travel, and that's another thing. People travel, make this video, has the fucking selfie stick, and that dilutes and ruins the entire, in my opinion, the entire experience. I mean, you have to share and make money, and I get it, and if you're doing it, good on you. I mean, please, you're traveling and whatnot. But that's the inherent danger, and that's why we don't find any satisfaction. Like, unless when it's fucking someone and we have to like fucking share this, unless we have a camera, pics or didn't happen, we have that kind of mentality. I mean, not everything needs to be shared, not everything needs to be told, not everything needs to be written about, almost. And obviously, the ultimate master is the one who is invisible.